What is up, guys? It's been a while since I did a reaction video. I started doing a lot of Tom McDonald stuff, and I asked you guys for requests. I said, give me anything, even if it's Tom McDonald, somebody else. And I began a lot of requests for Burden, the song Riot for me. I'm a little familiar with Burden. I don't listen to a whole lot of his stuff. I just heard a song, Home, that he just released, which is really good. But I'm excited to see this one. I keep hearing about it. Been requested, so without further ado, let's dip right into Riot for Me by Burden featuring Mesus. I do not know who Mesus is, but we will find out. Here we go.
What if I was on my knees and executed by police? What if I was being choked and they knew that I couldn't breathe? If I was in the cop car, was killed in the back seat with hands cuffed and locked behind me, y'all ain't losing any sleep. Ain't nobody bout to ride for me, and that's a fact. Ain't no protest with signs for me, cause I ain't black. Ain't no hashtags online for me, or fighting back. Ain't nobody bout to ride for me, bet y'all don't ride for me. Ain't it demonic how the news make a piece of shit look iconic? How ironic, if the ratings go up, so does the profits.
Yeah, there's a lot to take in with just that chorus in the first line. So I mean, he's right. I mean, the same exact thing could happen like it happened with George Floyd, but if George Floyd was white, you wouldn't hear about it. And I know that for a fact because there's a man called Tony Timpa, I believe is his last name, Tony Timpa, and he did die exactly like George Floyd. They were kneeling on him. It was much more brutal though. They were, because the cops were like mocking him and laughing at him, making jokes. The guy is, I believe he's schizophrenic. He's something. He's really, he has a lot of mental issues, and he was off his meds. He's out of his mind, asking, help me, screaming, please get off me, you're gonna kill me. Like it was a horrible video. It was really hard to watch actually. The Hodge twins does a very good breakdown of that and some other videos, and I'll link that in the description below. But yeah, the cops were sitting there just laughing at him, making jokes and stuff, and he died right there. I noticed the entire world knows George Floyd's name. Nobody knows Tony Timpa's name. And honestly, if you explain the situation, they would say, who cares? He probably deserved it because he's white. So yeah, no one would riot for Burden if that happened, because we know things like that have happened and no one cared.
How the news make a piece of shit look iconic? How ironic if the ratings go up.
That was the other thing I would mention. Make a piece of shit look iconic. So I'm assuming he's referring directly to George Floyd, but I mean, there was a lot of criminals who they labeled as heroes for some reason because they died. And whether it's just, we hear about shootings all the time, about cops. And I mean, if you ask people like LeBron James, they say it's thousands. Cops are hunting down thousands of young black people and murdering them. That's not happening. To give you some perspective, in 2019, there was over 10 million interactions cops had with civilians. And 12 of those were, the number always, some people say 15, some people say 12. I heard someone say 9, so it's always floating around there. But the most consistent number I've seen, and I've done some research in it, and I'll link my sources in the description below, 12 unarmed blacks were shot, and double that were whites unarmed shot. And unarmed doesn't always mean not dangerous, as we've seen with the Michael Brown thing. So who knows how exactly each situation went. And sometimes when a cop shoots someone, it's justified, and sometimes it's not. But either way, it's, I mean, like people were labeling George Floyd as the Black Jesus Christ. Like, really? You can say everything that happened with the whole Chauvin thing, whether it was wrong or not, but it doesn't make George Floyd a good person. But through the news and celebrities and all that, they made him like the greatest human being ever. There's probably more kids who know George Floyd's name than they do Martin Luther King. They have statues of George Floyd all over the place. Several. The memorial actually just got struck by lightning, which is actually really funny. I thought it was a Babylon Bee article when I first read that. But yeah, they had a big memorial and it got struck by lightning, the building. Just thinking about that, it's freaking hilarious. I mean, it's a shame it happened, but I mean, it is, you got to admit that is really funny.
A piece of shit look iconic. How ironic if the ratings go up, so does the profits.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about the George Floyd thing being struck. Sorry.
You can change the station, but the reading from the same script. White man gunned down by police, ain't nobody play that clip. No one gave a shit. I won't get no famous case. I won't get no downtown monument where they paint my face. I won't get no NFL jersey spot that say my name. Oh, that's right, since I'm white, the situation ain't the same. Black lives matter, Asian lives matter, Spanish lives matter. Ain't allowed to say Caucasian lives matter. Why? that don't fit the narrative. That will mean equality. Truth in the mainstream media, that's mythology. Never using my people, your people.
Whew, he spent so many facts, I had to slow down for a second. I just hit a pause. Hit me with too many facts. But his overall message is right, that it's, you know, there's only select few deaths that people actually care about, and it's perpetuated by the news, and they always try to make it race related. Steven Crowder actually had a really good clip of NPR where, I mean, back-to-back news stories where they're just like, a white man, or I don't know if it was a white cop or not, I'm pretty sure it was, a white cop shoots a black man, and blah, 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 blah. And then it goes to the next story, and there's like, a shooter shot another person. And if I can find the clip from Crowder, I'll post it. And Crowder showed the guy from the second story, and the guy was black who shot him. Just wait, only when it's a white on black crime, that's when you mention the race? It's insane. This is what we're talking about with fake news, with, you know, United States of America is not systematically racist, but people think it is, and people are getting pissed off and angry and rioting, and it's all because of the news, 100% on the fake news for reporting and how they do. They specifically say that because they want people pissed off. They want people on the streets. They'll deny it, of course, but it's what they do. And Keith Ellison, who's the Attorney General of Minneapolis, he even said they had every right to hit Chauvin with a hate crime if they wanted to, but he said they did not. And this is a black man. He's far left, all about BLM and everything. So coming from him means a lot. He said, look, he's like, there's zero evidence whatsoever. And again, I'll link it in the description. He said there's zero evidence whatsoever that it was race related. He's like, if we heard some racial slurs and stuff like that coming from Chauvin, then obviously we would immediately hit him with a hate crime. But he's like, there's literally no evidence of it. And these unarmed shootings, you know, it's a shame it has to happen, but I would be surprised if even one of them was race related. Are there racist cops on the force? I'm sure there is. But you're going to say every single time that a white cop deals with a black person that it's automatically racist. They only pulled them over because they're black. There's always a reason they pull them over. Now, if it escalates and the cops handle it poorly, they should be in trouble. But there's usually a reason why they pull them over in the first place. Someone's randomly pull them over. Does that happen somewhere in our country? I'm sure it does. The number is going to be next to zero. Most of the time, the cops have a good reason to pull someone over. And then there's usually a, you know, something escalates, they try to arrest, and then they start to resist arrest, and then that's when things go crazy. And that's not just for black people, it's for white people too. Like I said, double the amount of whites were shot unarmed than blacks. Whether you're white or black or Asian, you probably a good rule of thumb, just not resist arrest. That's what I'm saying.
Good people, poor people. Either we wake up or they gon' keep on using more people. I tried to warn people, supply them the truth. If the victim was me, y'all wouldn't ride. What if I was on my knees and
yeah, the news and all the political politicians, all that, they all just use people. They select, they pick certain people that they want to be upset about. There's little kids being shot every single day in Chicago. It breaks my heart to see some of the stories of these little kids being shot. That little girl who was just shot during, I think it was her birthday. It could have been 4th of July or something. There's some kind of event going on. And she was hit by a stray bullet from drive-bys. Nobody cared about her. People dying. And again, a lot of them are kids that they get caught in the crossfire and all that. These kids getting caught up in these gang wars and all that. It's a horrible, horrible thing, but nobody cares. They're just like, that's not going to get us clicks. That's not going to get us views. Who cares? Somebody got shot. Oh, what was the color of them? Oh, black and black. Asian and Asian. White and white. Call me when I actually can get some clicks and get some views, you know. I want to get people fired up, people pissed off, people in the streets. Those stories aren't going to cut it. The news is despicable. Journalism is just it's evil. It's gotten to the point where I don't like to use that word often.
Executed by police. What if I was being choked and they knew that I couldn't breathe? If I was in the cop car, was killed in the back seat with hands cuffed and locked behind me, y'all ain't losing any sleep. Ain't nobody about to ride for me, and that's a fact. Ain't no protest with signs for me, cause I ain't black. Ain't no hashtags online for me or fighting back. Ain't nobody about to ride.
He's a really good rapper, by the way.
For me, bet y'all don't ride for me. This is so exhausting. Way the news talking. It's like black folks on.
I would really love if that was a breaking news assignment right there. And that's the kind of news I would watch. That'd be hilarious.
It's like black folks only ones dead in coffins. Black on black ain't a tragedy, huh? Guess news cameras ran out of batteries, huh? Ooh. Live by the gun, die by the gun.
That's exactly what I was saying. He's saying black on black's not a tragedy because the news don't care. 1.5 million black people could die right now, but if it's black on black, the news isn't going to give a damn. And I'd be willing to bet my life on that. They would not care. Because so what? Was the shooters white? No, they were black. Who cares?
When it happens in the hood, y'all ain't saying none. But soon as that trigger finger white, y'all be tearing shit up on the same night. Say I ain't right. Say I ain't white. Let's say that I'm black. Get pulled over, try to run away and scrap. Reaching for the strap, but he get it first. So I slug him in the face at the same time that it bursts. Now I'm just another reason to ride a name on a shirt. When the truth is I just got what I deserve. When you playing.
There's been exact situations that happen like that. You know, people reaching for weapons, fighting the cops, and then they get shot, and then, you know, it's horrible. And the cops never right in those scenarios. Never right, you know, by new standards and BLM and all that.
Dumb games and you win a dumb prize. Less it's whites killing blacks, they don't give a fuck who dies. When you gonna realize they just trying to
Sorry.
dies. When you gonna realize they just trying to divide us. The red, white, and blue, it's the colors that unite us. I'm getting sick and tired of the looting and the riots. When the truth is if I was dead, then y'all be dead silent.
What if I was on my knees and executed by police?
That's all I care about is dividing us, because they need us to be pissed off. They need everyone to be angry. They can't have white people like in black people and Asian people. They can't have everybody getting along. That's not going to get them the clicks. That's not going to get them views. That's not going to keep the people in power. Especially Democrats. That's what they, you know, that's their whole shtick is, you know, white people are racist, Republicans are racist, racist, vote for us. And, you know, they beat it into the people's brains, and then that's how they make their choice when they vote. They're like, oh, well, I heard they're racist, so I'm not going to vote for them. You know, they need to keep us divided. They need that. Because if they don't have that, they have nothing. They have no control over us.
What if I was being choked and they knew that I couldn't breathe? If I was in the cop car, was killed in the back seat with hands cuffed and locked behind me, y'all ain't losing any sleep. Ain't nobody bout to ride for me, and that's a fact. Ain't no protest with signs for me, cause I ain't black. Ain't no hashtags online for me, or fighting back. Ain't nobody bout to ride for me, bet y'all don't ride for me.
That was good. Directed by directed his own video. Overall, that was a really good song, really good video. Even if you ignore the lyrics, it's an amazing song. It's great. They're both great rappers, Mesus and Burden. And I'm definitely going to be watching more of them, and I'll do more reactions. If you guys, again, I'm unfamiliar with Burden, so if you guys have certain videos you want me to react to of his, whether new or old, slap them in the comments, and I'll take a look at them and react to them. And so whatever else you want me to react to, I love taking suggestions. Of course, everything he said in the video was 100% true, spitting facts. You know, it's his overall point was all this is perpetuated from the news. All this hate and anger and the looting and the rioting, it's all because of the news. They take a story and they blow it up. You know, the world went crazy when George Floyd died, and even the, again, far left black attorney generals that there was no evidence whatsoever that it was race related. He said that. If I can find the clip, I'll link it. People, for some reason, just went crazy at celebrities apologizing for being white, and
I take responsibility.
and then all these people, you know, voice acting black characters, like whoever voiced, I think it was Cleveland, Family Guy, and a couple others stepped down. They're like, oh, I didn't realize how hurtful it was. It's like, it's not hurtful, you idiot. I guarantee you nobody cared. There's maybe like one or two people that are also idiots that probably are like,
yeah, good job, you stepped down.
nobody's going to care. And then when they replace the voice actor, everyone's going to be like, this guy sounds the worst. I hate when shows replace voice actors because you notice it right away. Okay, yeah, you cured racism. A white guy doesn't play Cleveland anymore. Yeah, cured racism. Good job, guys. See, it's all this like stupid trivial stuff, and they remove certain episodes of It's Always Sunny and some other TV shows. The Office got an episode or two removed. It just went crazy after George Floyd thing. It wasn't even race related at all. It's like, how would you possibly know that? I thought it was horrible when we all watched it and said this is horrible, but I'm like, how do they know it's race related? He is a career criminal. He committed another crime, so police showed up, handled it poorly. But it's not like they were there for just no reason whatsoever. But anyways, I could be ranting about this forever. The point of the video was very strong. It was nothing but facts. He did a good job. Credit to Burden overall. And guys, if you want to support this channel, make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, on the notification bell. I'll upload the next video. My socials and everything will be linked in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.